Hi, this is my first ever video and I was extremely excited about making this. Sorry for any mistakes if there are any, I tried my best to fix them, but yeah, this is a SakuAtsu series. This episode isn't that interesting but the next one definitely will be. So please enjoy and like it if you do. Leave suggestions if you have any.
Sunday, 10:11 a.m. We finally make it to the training camp and everyone starts taking their things off the bus. Judging by how tired and grumpy, according to Atsumu, I probably shouldn't have slept so late last night. But I didn't really care since training doesn't start until tomorrow anyways. But everyone else seemed to. Atsumu, did you get any sleep yesterday? I open my mouth to answer but then two idiots chime in. He probably stayed up all night trying to find someone to talk to. The other one let out a small chuckle and notices my small frown. Oh, come on, he's just joking. Once we all get off the bus, it drives off. I did sleep, Kida-san. I just didn't get that much sleep. And this mask is annoying my face. I tried readjusting it one more time before giving up and just grabbing my bags. Same. Why do we even have to wear it, Kida-san? Is there a virus here or something? We all started walking ahead toward the entrance of the school but the conversation continues. No, quite the opposite. There is a kid here who doesn't like germs, so please wear the masks at all times except for when we are practicing. I ask myself how that makes sense since almost everything has germs. Oh, it's Kiyomi Sakusa, right? How do you know him? He's one of the top 3 spikers in Japan and is also known for having OCD and misophonia. He sounds interesting, I think to myself. As I'm walking over to my dorm, I realize that not many people are going in the same direction as me, except for a guy who seems to be a few centimeters behind me. I turn my head to catch a glimpse of him and I'm met with a mask and curly hair that is being flattened down with gel and it honestly kills me a little. But I completely forget about him after a while because I'm hit by a new and bigger wave of exhaustion. As I turn to my dorm door, I put the key through but it doesn't open. I fidget with it for a bit before I hear a voice behind me that makes me jump. You didn't put the key in. What? I look down and I realize that only the tip of the key is inside the hole. Oh. I feel embarrassed and stupid. And to make things worse, the guy just stood there behind me as I'm finally able to open the door. I turn around and I get a better look at him. His hands are inside his jacket pocket although it's almost 20 degrees outside. He's wearing sweatpants that are probably hiding his leg muscles. His expression is unreadable since he has a mask on and Atsumu is dying to know if the guy is laughing at him. Thanks. I give him a small smile. That is probably not visible since I'm wearing a mask, which he doesn't return? I can't tell. Yeah. I nod and we both just stand there. In extreme awkwardness, I look up at him and then at the floor as I try to figure out why he's still standing here. This is my dorm. I finally connect all the dots and everything seems to make sense now. I mentally punch myself because of how stupid I am for not thinking of that before. Do you want to walk in first? I mentally punch myself again for asking such a stupid question. Yeah, actually, if you don't mind. I'm a bit taken aback by his answer but, still, I step out of the way and he walks in analyzing every part of the room as if he's looking for something. The room is surprisingly extremely clean and well organized. I walk in after him and lock the door behind me as I look around too. There are 2 rooms. One of them has a small, but still big enough to fit 2 people, bed and the other has a medium-sized bed. I think we all know which one is better. Of course, I want the bigger room but I try to respect the other boy since I'm not sure if he might need the bigger one because of something important. So, Sakusa. Sakusa, huh? This is him. He doesn't look at all what I expected him to look like but I'm not saying I'm disappointed either way. He seems calmer than I expected for someone who has misophonia. Sakusa, which room do you want? I'll take the smaller one. What? Are you sure? I don't mind taking the smaller one, I already have a pretty small room at home so it's nothing. He then turns around and looks at me, making me shut up for once. It's fine, it's easier to clean. Before I can say anything he walks into the room and closes the door. He's something I get. Yes. 11:56 p.m. I wake up gasping for air, coughing and sweating. This is nothing new to me. It happens almost every day and it's one of the reasons why I sleep so late. So then I won't sleep for that long and the nightmares won't last too long. I take a moment to relax and calm down. After that I walk to the kitchen to grab a glass of water. I take a sip of my water as I sit down and zone out while looking at an empty wall. I was too zoned out that I didn't notice the presence behind me until it spoke up. "Why are you up so late?" I jump a little before looking behind me and letting out a shaky breath. As I opened my mouth to respond to his question, I realized that his mask is off. And if he was already fine as hell with his mask on, he must be an angel from heaven now. I stare at him for a little before I realize what I'm doing and I shake my head to get rid of the thoughts. "Just a nightmare. You?" He sits down on the chair not too far from me. "Can't sleep." Oh. There's a moment of silence before he speaks up again. "Do you want to talk about it? We might just have met, but if it helps, I'm here to listen." I thought about it for a while, not knowing if I was comfortable with sharing it yet. I haven't even told my brother yet. Why would I tell a random guy who all I know about is that he plays volleyball and has OCD and misophonia? I don't know why, but I did. It's kind of stupid, but I basically get left behind. Although I'm not looking at him, I can see him looking at me from the corner of my eye and it makes me a bit nervous, but I continue anyway. My family just goes on a trip or something and I'm left behind in the house, but then the lights go off and it starts raining outside, so it's 10 times scarier. And when I try to call anyone, no one picks up. When I look outside a window, all I see are trees and darkness. At some point, everything starts to turn dark and I try to run away from the shadow causing this, but I end up getting sucked in its force and I feel like I can't breathe. Then I finally look over at him and I can't seem to read his expression. It's difficult to do so when his eyes look like an endless black void. He doesn't say anything for a while. We just both look at each other. As he goes in to say something, I quickly cut him off, not wanting to continue talking about it, and I look away. "Why can't you sleep?" "Just obsessive thoughts." "What are those?" "It's thoughts that I get extremely often and don't leave me alone because of my OCD and misophonia." "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry too, for your nightmares." I look at him again and I give him a small smile that he somewhat returns. "I'm Atsumu, by the way. My last name is Miya, but I have a twin brother, so I prefer it when people call me Atsumu." He looks away. "My given name is Kiyumi. Yeah, Kiyumi Sakusa. Did you already know?" He looks back at me. "Yeah, my brother told me about you. I think he's a fan." He smiles a bit at my words and I feel this weird feeling rise to my stomach, then my chest. Sakusa Kiyumi. Seems a lot more interesting than I thought. End of part 1.
Thank you for watching until the end if you did. Again, if you enjoyed, please leave a like and follow for part 2 if you would like to see that.